What's up, guys? Luca here. Luca Teal. Yes, the Ashen one, the Ashen Lucario, the AshenLuca. I'm here for another episode of the show. We're going to keep it a quick one. I'm so fucking tired. But we're going to make it a quick one. So, because it's tomorrow, I am super busy, unfortunately. So, we can't do the show tomorrow. But we're going to do the show tonight and then fucking skedaddle. I literally just got home. Lord have fucking mercy. What am I doing? I literally just got home, so a little bit frazzled, but I'm happy to be home to try to enjoy the night before I am cucked tomorrow. Okay, let me just tweet the show. How you guys doing?
Uh, it's been a day.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a day. It's been busy with work and all kinds of stuff, but I'm glad all that is over and we get to just hang out and talk about stuff.
Alrighty. What about you, Singer? How
Definitely
you doing,
not
buddy?
games or because
Oh,
this seems
it's
like
never that.
nothing's going on.
No one's talking
Um,
about games. But no, yeah, doing great.
Alright, I'm glad you're doing good.
I mean, I tried Concord, and
Oh,
all I did was when I was playing it was wish it was Overwatch because, like the rocket launcher chick, she reminded me of Farah so much, and I'm like, I see where you're going, but this just makes me want to play Overwatch.
I hear that, man.
hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing about that game that appeals to me. I was like, I'm not playing that shit. But a shout out to me, Puppet, who's been a member for 41 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my guy. What's up, Drav, Iman, Arcade, Max? How you guys doing tonight? So yeah, we're gonna do a little quick show, fellas, and then we're gonna fucking skedaddle. No, I definitely don't want. Okay, you know what? I don't care. Let's see here. What tab am I sharing? Oh, I'm sharing this tab.
Arcade, you should only buy it if, well, if you're into it, I guess. Personally, I'll just be waiting for Marvel Rivals, but hello?
I think my stuff is crashing, man.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The
Microsoft
fastest
gotta-
Scumcast episode ever.
I think they heard me giggling and they were like, let's get this chick up out of here, man. Oh, that's not good. Task manager. Okay, I'll be right. Actually, no, it's here. Okay. So the Halo TV show's been canceled. Okay, guys, confession. I watched a couple episodes of season 1. I liked it. I was like, this is kind of enjoyable. And then I stopped watching immediately. I just, when it comes to TV shows, I got to be in a real specific mood to watch it. The only show I watch consistently is Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I'm on season 24 because I am addicted to that show. And Olivia Benson, I will watch 30 more seasons with her. She'll be 80 years old up in that office giving orders, and I will be right fucking there listening, man. So I stopped watching it, but I did like what I had seen. Now, I would like to also say I am not a Halo fan. I am not like invested in the Halo lore. I have no interest in it. So, from what I had heard from real Halo players, real Halo fans, they did not focus on the lore at all. And that is always a mistake when it comes to these adaptations. These directors, these actors, they're very arrogant. They think that they can do better than the source material. They don't care for fans. And this is the result. Also, who has Paramount? That's another one. Like, why did they choose a streaming service where it's like, I think out of the streaming services, Paramount is pretty down there. You know what I'm saying? Like pretty down there in the sense that if you ask someone what streaming services they have, they're gonna say Netflix, HBO, and Amazon Prime. Those are like the top 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you guys agree, disagree?
No, I agree with that. Although I don't know about HBO. I heard their numbers were pretty low, so maybe it's just I don't know. Some circles really rock with HBO. I think Hulu probably has
Oh
a
yeah, yeah.
bigger subscriber base than HBO does, especially considering like they keep changing the name. It was HBO Max. It was HBO Now at one point. Then they just went to Max. Now it's like they taking some of the content that HBO makes and not putting it into Max and right away. And it's just like
They're so dumb. Like,
You doing stuff like that because you ain't
so
making money.
so dumb. Like, whoever the fucking idiot genius was who was like, "Hey guys, I know that we have a specific naming convention that everyone is aware of, but let's take it away
Let's take it
because we're
away.
just mad."
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you're a
Your
fucking idiot.
brand is HBO. For decades, your brand has been synonymous with like quality TV,
The
TV
Sopranos.
shows, and movies. And you just decide, let's just do away with the popular brand and then roll with Max, like anyone knows what the heck that is. Like, it's stupid. Stupid
They're
people
very, very dumb.
who have a lot of money and work and have very high positions, and they'll make dumb decisions like that, and then they'll go to a different company and start the whole trend all over again
And
because
ruin another company, yeah.
some of these people just fell upward, you know.
Yeah. No, literally though. It's nepotism.
Yeah.
It's a slew of other things.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah. So, Paramount, like, okay, so Halo TV show's canceled. I personally, like I said, I wasn't watching it, so I don't care. But I mean, you guys watched it, right? How are you feeling?
Yeah, this is probably for the best. Honestly, it was a bad fit to begin with. Paramount, they don't like, apparently this is the most, like, that TV show was the most they ever spent on a TV show. Be even the budget they have for Halo was less than what The Last of Us, HBO were doing. Now you look at The Last of Us, which is it's a zombie apocalypse, but it's on Earth. It's really, I'm not saying it's easy to film, but you don't have to like
Not the
do
same effects,
like the
so to
same
speak.
level of special effects and stuff, right? And the fact that you got all these special effects that you're supposed to be having in it, and yet you spend less than a show that just takes place on Earth. And even though the second season was better, it wasn't like significantly better. It was like just slightly better. And they still did what they did in the first season, was keep Chief out of his armor, ugly mug showing all over the place.
Oh,
No one
man.
cares to see this guy. Like this is not, it's not Halo. It's not what we expect from Halo. And I mean, like, the only thing they made different really in the second season is that they had a story-based reason why he wasn't in his armor. Whereas it's just like in the first season, he shows up to a random planet he ain't never been at before. The Covenant could be there. I'm not even joking. This happened like second, third episode, and then he's just like takes his helmet off as soon as he gets out the Warhol. Why? You're on a random place. You are been trained since like 6 years old to be a killing machine, and you take your armor off at a point in time like that's just stupid. There's no other reason but to be cinematic for the sake of being cinematic. He didn't even have a gun on him too, which is even dumber. And it's just it's too much like stupid stuff that has nothing to do with Halo. And 343 allowed it to happen. Paramount was always going to be a bad fit. They canceled it because the show was sucked and nobody was watching it. And even though they want a new show, like find a new network to work with it, I don't think anyone's going to pick it up.
And honestly, I can't blame them.
Me either.
This show is like, it's because they have so much stuff to pull from, and even if they wanted to create their own story, like, they needed to just focus on the Master Chief doing what he does best, which is carrying out the mission. Instead of doing the cinematic, make it a full-on action blockbuster, explosions everywhere. Master Chief going through an entire like mountain of Covenant, taking on a couple of hunters, just breezing through them. Like, we know the Master Chief can do. Throw in the rest blue team, throw in the rest of his squad, and just let him go do some super dangerous mission that has some really consequences. I mean, there's so much stuff you could do, and so many enemies as well, and planets you could visit. But personally, I always thought a Halo show should have been animated, because when you could do so much more with the animation, and you could just make it better. That's why I always thought Halo should be an animation, not a real live action. I just don't think that the way they pulled it off ever stood for what Halo was, and that's so I'm glad it's closed, and I hope if someone else picks it up, they decide to animate it instead of live action it. Or if you're gonna live action it, at least make it Halo instead of making it like, oh, the chief needs to take his helmet off. Oh, we need to get screen time for. No one cares about Chief. Chief doesn't have a face, right? He's got his helmet on it in the entire game. Just keep the armor on and let him do what Chief does best. Because
it's not even that he just takes his helmet off all the time, or he doesn't like the 80% of the second season. He doesn't even have armor on, period, or even have his helmet on. It's just that there's not enough like stuff going on that is like quintessential Halo. There's not enough fighting happening, and it's Halo has so much lore. There are books upon books upon books that there are like 36 books out there that they could pull lore from. And I know they did a little bit. They did a little bit of Ghost of Onyx in season 2, but it's just like there's so much that you can do with the Halo story. You don't have to be going left field. Let's make our own multiverse silver universe, and then like what are you doing?
Arrogance, man.
Yeah, it's just like you think you know more than the people who created the IP.
Thing is, like they could have drawn any inspiration, because when Halo has a good story, but when I think of something like when Sarge does his speech on the Pelicans when he fight back against the Covenant on Earth, and he says, "Dear humanity, we regret being alien," all that speech. It's like there's so much like epic scenes like that. Just look at the games for inspiration. Like Sarge's speech before the Marines go in on the Pelicans, and then the giant walker thing, I can't remember the name of it, comes out and destroys. Like, there's so much cool stuff you can pull from. The games are loaded with cool scenes, cool moments, cinematic moments you could throw in there as little Easter eggs. But they chose to just disregard all of it.
Maybe they should just not have the Chief in a Halo show at all. Like, make it, because there are other Spartans. Like, make it about like the Halo universe, and then have it kind of tie in. Because if you look at like the Fallout show, like I know it's a little different, but because it's not like the whole entire like all of the Fallout IP isn't about a specific like person, but people enjoyed that. People enjoyed the Fallout show because it still included like the factions, the entire like universe of Fallout, without actually and allowed the creatives on that side of media to decide like, let's make this character and let's do this and do that, and then these things like that actually worked. I'm just saying, like, maybe just not have like the Chief in it, and then you can focus on other Halo characters, like other Spartans. You can make your own Spartan that actually does something that, like, maybe you could tie it into a game later on. But it becomes problematic when you're trying to take a character that's like, he doesn't have much of a personality to begin with. He's very stoic, barely ever speaks. And then you're trying to make a show based around that where he's the main character. You're going to have people upset because he's going to start doing or showing emotions that they haven't seen from the Master Chief before. You're going to want to have the actor want to take his helmet off all the time so he feels like this is the best way that he can act and emote and whatnot. And it's just, you don't have to deal with any of that stuff if you're just not even focusing on him in particular. And I've seen other Halo movies that were pretty good. And the Chief, one in particular, the Chief didn't show up until the very end.
What's that?
I think it was Forward Unto Dawn.
Forward Unto Dawn. Yeah, Forward Unto Dawn. Yeah, that was fantastic.
So you just, like you don't have to do the Master Chief. You could do the entire universe, and then you can potentially get like non-gamer or just non-Halo fans interested in all of that, and then they'll go play the Halo games. You know, you kind of see like look at Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah, you
V
see what I
is
mean
not
about
in that anime. V's not in there. Like, but other characters from the Cyberpunk universe are in there, and that generated so much interest that the game blew up. It's just there are so many different ways that you can do this without actually, having this dumpster fire that you had. Go ahead, man.
See, and that's why exactly why I wanted it animated, because you look at Edge Runners and stuff like this, you don't need to show an actor's face
Or
in an
even
animation.
Arcane.
Even Arcane.
Yeah, Arcane's awesome.
Arcane, yeah, exactly. You can.
I've watched
tell
Arcane
a
like
Halo-
7 times.
Oh, but season 2's coming this year, November.
Yes, it is.
Shout out to that.
Can't wait.
Yes. I'm super excited because I already know the story. I already know what characters we're going to see. Well, I have a good hunch. I don't know, but because I know League of Legends lore inside and out, I kind of have a feeling what's going to happen. So I can't wait for people to experience it. But outside of that, they need to make this animated because you don't need to show any character's face, so Chief can keep his helmet on. And even if you wanted to tell a new story, you could take the concept of what Halo 5 was supposed to be, when Locke was supposed to be chasing down the Master Chief. Well, you could make an entire storyline out of that and actually deliver what the promise was of that trailer and have someone hunt down the Master Chief. You could do a Renegade story for the Master Chief. He's gone AWOL. He's doing something, chasing after Cortana or whatever. And a team of Spartans have to go hunt down the Master Chief, and it could be one of those kinds of stories. And that'd be pretty badass, to be honest. Because, everyone views the Master Chief as a hero. But if you that good, compelling plot behind it, you could do that. There's so many different ways you could go. But please make it
There was actually
animated.
a podcast called Hunt the Truth that came out before Halo Guardians came out. And that was the premise of the podcast. It was very, very well done. It was like an investigative mystery into Oni and the origins of the Master Chief that was like shrouded in mystery for like regular people in that universe, and it was excellent. Some of the best, like it's top 10 podcasts I've ever heard in my life. It was so well done, and then they kind of like was leading it into the Halo Guardians TV show. They even said, yeah, this is going to be kind of like, extra information, kind of like a primer or, a prologue into the Halo Guardians campaign. It had very little to do with it. It's just they completely did not have, no one was on the same page, it's just frustrating.
And as the Winter Shoulder said in the chat, if it's animated, you could get Steve Downes to just voice act Master Chief. It's what he's always done. So you can even have the original voice actor in there. You can have all the voices be the same. You could just get all the voice actors used in the game. The original voice actress for Cortana. And just get them all to just do voice acting over an animation. Perfect. Come on, like this idea is free. I don't know why.
That's because they didn't actually care about the show. They didn't actually care about the characters. They didn't care about the story at all. All right.
Yeah,
Again, these people in Hollywood, they're fucking arrogant, dude. They think that they can do anything and everything. They think that they're always right. Literally no one was there to tell them, like, hey, maybe you guys should actually follow the story properly. Maybe keep Homeboy's helmet on. No, nothing. None of that. Just bullshit, And I don't feel bad that the show's canceled. Sucks to suck. I think that when it comes to this kind of stuff, I think that it has a good message there, where it's just kind of like, you can't just fucking do whatever you want. You can't create whatever bullshit that you want. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, come on now. Like, it doesn't have to be like this. You know what I'm saying? So I feel for the people who actually watch this show. Clearly not a lot of people, right? So whatever, It is what it is, Better luck next time. Again, you see with the popularity of Arcane, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and fucking Fallout TV show, this shit can be done. And Fallout has a lot of goofy stuff in the games.
It does.
They kept it in the show, and people fucking loved it. so just they need to stop being so damn arrogant, man. Because that's the only thing that I can think of when it comes to why things are so different from the source material. Arrogance. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes veering off from the source material can be a good thing, but that depends on whether or not the source material is good. Example, The Boys
Mhm.
comic book fucking sucks, all right? And I read all of it, okay?
Facts.
Shit is garbage, okay?
It's overrated.
So,
Yeah.
especially, and so the TV show has added so much nuance and just, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bullshit in there too, but the TV show has added so
Mhm.
much nuance in comparison to the comic book that I'm like, yeah, I'm glad they didn't do a straight adaptation because that shit would not work on screen at all, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it is what it
So
is.
if
You know, go ahead.
if they want to join the pantheon of like TV shows, then you just have to like Arcane sticks heavily to the law. Like they don't deviate. Like it shows you Jinx and Vi growing up, and this is how they grew up, and then later on that's gonna go into different ways, and I'm super excited. But they're sticking so well to the law. I'm watching the thing, and I picked up all the Easter eggs they dropped in there as well that a lot of people didn't get. But it's like they are following along so closely. That's why it's so, and it's really well done. Shout out to for Tishi Studio, I believe that's how you say it, the French studio, because they've worked with them on cinematics and stuff. Perfect. They animated it so well. Story writers on point, and Edge Runners came out of nowhere and was just fantastic. So the Witcher show, I mean,
It fell off.
it's
Yeah.
yes,
It's
yeah. I
hard.
mean,
started out strong and then kind of.
yeah.
It fell off hard. Like and you know how it fell off? By fucking deviating from the lore.
Yep.
Okay? When they were
Mhm.
following the fucking books, everything was fine, and then they did that bullshit at the end of season 1, and I'm like, "Oh. Oh,
Even
okay."
lost their main actor
Mhm.
Yep.
over it.
Oh
So,
man,
yeah, so just fucking oh my god, these people make me sick to my goddamn stomach, dude. Like, that's why when it comes to adaptations, I'm always like kind of like, I'll see how it is, you know? Like I said, if the source material is fucking garbage, by all means, you know? But like rarely in an adaptation is it so that the adaptation is better than the actual source, you know? Like rarely, I feel.
Right.
So, it is what it is. Better luck next time, Microsoft. Just kidding. They're never gonna do an endeavor like this again because they're very gun shy when it comes to losing money. So,
Ain't cheap.
Mhm.
They're just. I mean, they go with Paramount. Come on. I
yeah.
mean,
Yep.
they're just. I mean, this is on the heels of like hearing about how marketing wise they don't spend anywhere near on in gaming and marketing as much as their competitors do. Yet they are like bigger than both of their main competitors combined. Like it's just like it baffles the mind some of the decisions that they make.
I don't get it
I
either.
said it. I said it when this show got announced for Paramount. I said Paramount was a mistake. This would not last. I mean, it's not even. I may not even say it like I'm a Nostradamus for that because I mean I think that was pretty obvious by anybody who isn't super biased about how this is going to turn out. So, it's just the inevitable. It is what it is.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about Microsoft Jesus Christ. Microsoft DEI lead blasts company in an internal email after team is reportedly laid off. So earlier this week, Microsoft decided to lay off their DEI team, stating, what did they say? Something about like it no longer being business critical. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. This is not a surprise to me.
Oh man, they like Trump about to win. We don't need to do this no more.
Like get these non-binary folks, get these Negroes, get these Latinos, or I'm sorry, Latinx, get them all up out of here. That's what they said. Get the women, get them all the fuck up out of here, dude. Actually,
We can stop pretending we care.
I was watching Griffin Gaming's video, and Griffin, he said that it's more likely that they fired them to save money and they're just going to hire consultants, if anything, because it's cheaper. And that also makes sense because
That's
Microsoft,
very true.
despite having all the money that they have is also very fucking cheap. They love contractors. Love them. Love contractors and consultants. So
To the detriment of games. They love it
Yep.
that much.
absolutely, you know. So
But look, I've seen that happen before in one of my other companies I used to work for. Their entire training like division, all their trainers, they laid them all off, and the same day they got hired by a different company to basically do the same exact job they were doing before with the same salary they were making before, same benefits, all that stuff. It's just it's a cost cutting measure in order to, because like, yeah, you may be paying a salary, but if you don't have to deal with the benefits, that's a huge bonus to you. Yeah. But it looks like that this may not be the case if they're getting blasted by people who were working on the team. It just sounds like, because usually the people that happens to, if you get laid off by the actual company you were working for, and then you start working for a completely different company, but you're still doing the same job that you were doing, you're just now a contracted out from that other company, but you still got all your benefits and stuff. People don't complain. They don't care. I'm doing the same job I was doing before. Nothing has changed. It's just that who signs my checks is now different. But you, when you got people coming at you like this, sounds like they don't have a job.
The thing is it more cost effective to hire Sweet Baby Inc. than it is to have this team on? Because you could just bring them in, do a little bit around here and there. Oh yeah, we need.
How big is Sweet Baby? How big? Because
I don't know.
how many games are they consulting on? I mean, I just need to know.
But the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, it opens to could they've Sweet Baby Inc. Microsoft was on there, Xbox Game Studios was on their website, right? So I mean, they could be like, well, if we need any DEI things, we could just consult them. Come on as a consultancy. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, dude, I just really feel like it's like I feel like when it comes to these job positions, which I feel like are a little bit newer, maybe the last 10 years or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't fucking know, right? I just started working in corporate America 10 years ago, so I don't fucking know, right? But it's like those jobs always seemed very unstable to me because the business could just be like, oh, actually, we don't need to focus on this at all. This has no impact on us as a business corporation from what we believe. This is not going to take away anything from what we believe, and so they are more than willing to get rid of a team that they don't feel is necessary, that they don't feel benefits the corporation in any way other than getting brownie points from people outside of the corporation so they can be like, oh, Microsoft is so diverse. They're just so great, They're just like, there's no issues.
I just thought of a very Microsoft thing to do. Remember Black's Xbox? They're going to do that in a month's time after doing this. Watch. They're going to do, or women at Xbox.
Women?
Or something like that.
Women.
You know they're going to come up with some stupid thing right after this because they love stepping on their own.
Oh, 100%. But shout out to what's up, Craig, saying judged by the content of character, not his skin. I agree with that. But yeah, so it's just like, thank you, by the way. So yeah, they listen. And okay, so let's see here. The email goes to assert that the DEI programs are endangered, not just at Microsoft, but across all businesses. And you know what? He's right. That's a fucking fact, dude. Now it's his opinion, but I think that shit's a fact. All right.
I agree. Yeah.
Hell yeah. If you work in the DEI department, man, I don't know what kind of background you need to have in order to get that kind of job.
Update your resume.
Like update that shit. I'm assuming it's like an HR related background to have that kind of job. I don't know.
Probably.
But if that's the case, go ahead and just apply for a regular HR department, dude, because they're about to get your ass the fuck up out of here, dude. Like 100%, man.
All this stuff is a remnant of the George Floyd murder. And so remember, like right after that, all of these companies started saying, oh, we love black people. Yeah, I mean, like, look all the Nick. I mean, I'm sorry, all the blacks we have here in our company. Hey, Blackie, get over here. Look, what's your name? Leroy, whatever. Deshaun here. He working for us for like
Yeah, not
2 years.
Deshaun, man.
Like, it's just like they just started like doing all, and we saw it in every single aspect of every industry, even in the gaming media. We started seeing like, look, and shout out to the people who were in this community who came up off of that. But definitely we started seeing bigger platforms, bigger gaming media platforms started to bring them in. Hey, hey, we just wanted to, like, I've been loving your work all the time. Come to my podcast. And it's just like, you ain't had this dude on for years. But all of a sudden, George Floyd dies, and now all of a sudden, you got a minority of the week every single week.
I mean, that's true.
Just rotating, and it's just like we all saw it. We all saw what they were doing, and it's just like, if you didn't care about this stuff before the political headwinds was saying, and you better say something about this, unless you want to be put in a box with them other people, then, like, you're not fooling anybody. And clearly now that things are looking like it's not,
it's about to switch way the other way.
Yeah, to do that, now you're just like, yeah, just get rid of it.
Let's just get rid of it. Yeah, like, honestly speaking, that George Floyd situation, seeing all those businesses pretend like they care about black people, bro, that shit had me scratching my head, man. I remember driving by Wrigley Field, right, and there was like a giant on the I don't know what it's called, the projector, billboard, whatever it's called, that like the text scrolls, right? They had like a big Black Lives Matter sign, and I was looking at it, I'm like, I have never seen them say not a fucking lick about some Black Lives Matter, and it really just like opened my eyes to how much bullshit these corporations be spewing when it comes to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I was younger, and I feel like I have changed significantly with the times to be more like more skeptical of these kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? So, homeboy said, or girl, person, I don't know. The person, DEI lead, says, unofficially, in my opinion, not specific to Microsoft alone, but conservative policy plan, Project 2025 looms, and true systems change work associated with DEI programs everywhere are no longer business critical or smart as they were in 2020. Hence the purposeful and strategic 3 to 5 year shelf life of many companies' inclusion commitment post the murder of George Floyd are being reevaluated. And the way I see it, the timing was impeccable, so businesses everywhere could reevaluate the path forward should their U.S. federal contracts be at risk if the work continues on its face. The email goes on to praise the work of DEI teams at Microsoft, saying impossible mountains were moved during their tenure, and celebrating the brilliant, ethical, and world-class strategists at the company helping to make the world a better place. However, they also accuse executive leadership, which obviously, of investigated and evidence discrimination, harassment, and toxicity, which perfect sense, directed toward them during their time at the company. And you know why that happened? Because they didn't actually want you there, okay? It was always a fucking facade. They never gave a shit. They're like, fuck, we got to do this because it's going to make us look good. It's good for business right now, we think. Let's do it, but they don't actually want you there. Okay, they never actually wanted you there. They don't give a fuck about diversity, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? So let's see here. In a statement shared with Business Wire and since shared with IGN, spokesperson Jeff Jones said, our D&I commitments remain unchanged. Lie. Our focus on diversity and inclusion is unwavering. Lie. And we are holding firm on our expectations. True, because they expected not much. Okay, prioritizing accountability. Lie. And continuing to focus on this work. Also lie. Let's just fucking lying straight to the fucking deep, dude. So yeah, Microsoft is just one of numerous tech and gaming companies, the blacks at Xbox, you guys remember that, as Singer brought up, that made major commitments to diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the last 4 years, particularly in the wake of the 2020 murder of George Floyd. Again, also, Bungie had like, what the fuck, blacks at Bungie?
Yeah.
Latinx at Bungie, and then only for there to be a report to come out where it says Bungie is extremely fucking sexist, racist, transphobic.
And didn't their DEI director sue Bungie or something like that
something
recently?
like that.
Yeah. for discrimination. Oh man, good
These
old
companies are
Bungie.
fake as fuck, dude. They've always been fake. They don't care about this stuff. Anyone who actually believed that they cared about this stuff, I am so sorry. I don't know. I am so sorry. Like, I don't know what fucking universe you live in, but clearly it's not Earth. These people do not care about us, okay? At all. So, the sooner you get that through your head, the sooner you can, adapt. You just gotta adapt when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's it's fucking unfortunate, but it is what it is, So again, Griffin, he noted that it's more plausible that they just need to they're just gonna outsource and they'll just save money that way. And I agree, but I also think that they don't give a fuck, honestly speaking. So anything else you guys think about this?
Even if they do outsource it, like I agree with you, it's probably not going to be to the same degree. Like I don't think that they're going to be relying like the scenario I mentioned where it was business as usual with that one team that was just like trainers for the company that I worked for. They were still training people all over the country on a weekly basis. Like they were still doing their exact jobs that they were doing when they still worked for the big $1 billion corporation internally. I don't think Microsoft really is going to keep these DEI like initiatives and stuff like that the way they did before. So they may do a sweet baby, kind of thing where they just bring someone in to consult for, a fee, and then that's it. And saves even more money because you're not paying someone on a weekly, monthly basis or a company to, keep these employees that you don't want to pay benefits for that period of time. You're just doing it whenever you need it, which that would definitely make a they would
Oh
they
hell
would go
yeah,
that
dude! They're gonna save a shit ton of money. So it is what it is. Sucks to suck, I guess. I feel for the people who lost their jobs. I always feel for people who lose their jobs. Unless they're like really bad at their jobs and they piss me off, then I'm just like, no, get them the fuck up out of here, right? But in this instance, I feel for the people who lost their jobs. That fucking sucks, dude. Especially how the economy is right now. I really hope that they're able to get back on their feet and that things will be okay in the long run for them. All right. Okay, so let's share this. That is not what I want to share. Okay. Okay, so let's start at the beginning, right? No MV Gaming wanted us to talk about the cancellation of the Halo TV series, which we did at the beginning of the show.
done.
Red Bear Aaron, give your gameplay impressions of Flintlock. What the fuck is Flintlock?
Flintlock.
That's Souls like.
It's a AA game
Souls.
that launched. Yeah, launched in Game Pass this week. I have not played it. It's been the reviews have been rough on it, and I haven't played. I did watch a review by ACG. I have it installed. I haven't played it yet. I don't think this game's got much of a future. It's made by the same developer that made Ashen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I some of the biggest complaints I saw with it just seems like there's a lot of little things that people are kind of upset about, like a general lack of polish. But I did see ACG really complained about like the map design is really bad. Just like the way the maps are designed, they're just designed for you to just use your power.
Mm.
And it's just like there's no like it doesn't make any sense. Like people are supposed to live here, but like the only person that can get around is you with your like very unique abilities. Little things like that I saw people complain about. I'll give it a shot this weekend, but I wasn't very enthused in trying it. So
I understand.
I'll give it a shot this week. I downloaded it, but was streaming the game in the Discord, and one thing I immediately noticed was the camera was awful.
I heard about that. Yeah,
especially when you get to a boss fight, like it's very sensitive, and because it's a Souls, like you're coming, you need your timing stuff needs to be on point. But sometimes the camera just plays up. It's a bit clunky. The world looks beautiful though. Like they did really well on the world, but you got 6s and 7s, and that kind of sums it up for you, right? If a game's set in the 60s, you could figure it out from there. I mean,
Yeah,
eh,
that sucks, dude. Well, I don't really like. I'm not interested in Souls like. I just like From Software games. So this isn't something I'd be interested in personally. There are outliers here and there, but usually I'm just not into the Souls like type genre. I tried them, but it never really sticks. So, what about the college football 25? Any thoughts or opinions? So I'm hearing.
Oh,
Okay,
it is fantastic.
I'm hearing some good things about it. I'm hearing it's light years ahead of Madden. So if you want to talk about it a little bit, I don't know anything about sports.
Yeah, I haven't played Madden since my 14-year-old son was in my wife's stomach. So it's been a while. Um um it's been a long while. And so I can't really speak on Madden presently, although I doubt it has like improved that much. But the college football game is awesome though. I think it's now called EA College Football. I don't know how they call it, but it's fun. I did the 10-hour trial. I'm buying it today. I keep forgetting, but I'm buying it today. Play a few matches. It's pretty good. It's and it's making a lot of money. I mean, just the people who bought it and did the version that gives you 3 days early. I think they said that was 2.2 million people did that. Let me just double check what I saw. It was like 2.2 million people chose that option, and it's $100, for that version. So yeah, EA is definitely off of this game been able to fund everything they were going to do for the rest of the year, or for the entire year of that matter. Just off of this game, it's doing really well, and it's I think it's well deserved. It's a good game. Should have never gone away, in my opinion, but that's what it is.
Sweet, man. So then he wants to ask us about our impressions of Greedfall too. I'm impressed about that actually. So I
Hmm.
checked out some gameplay for Greedfall, and it was honestly giving Dragon Age Origins in regards to like how the how the gameplay looked, the turn-based sections, like, especially at the bottom, how they had everything sectioned out. So I was like, "This looks interesting." Now, will I play it? Bitch, I don't fucking know. Honestly speaking, when it comes to me and playing games, I really don't know. I really don't know, but it turns out the developers did specifically cite BioWare as one of their influences, and that Origins is a beloved game to them. So it's hoping to emulate with the slower, more tactical combat style. So I think it looks pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to these kinds of games, it really, gameplay is important, yes, but damn, that story has to be on point, and I'm curious on how the story will be. I didn't play the first Greedfall. Does first Greedfall have a story?
It
yes,
does.
first Greedfall
It's
is
definitely
fantastic.
has a focus. I don't know about, but it
No,
definitely has a
I
focus on
mean,
BioWare kind of games. It definitely like the dialogue and the narrative trees and like all the stuff that we enjoy, Luca, from like the way BioWare does their storytelling. It does try to emulate that.
Did? I'm sorry.
Did. That said, I couldn't get with the combat. The combat really annoyed. I
see the
probably
combat. Go on.
but go ahead.
I was gonna say the combat was serviceable, but I personally the world is great. Romance is fine. The story I found it good. I wouldn't say it was stellar or excellent or anything, but it was a good story. I didn't feel ripped off. The characters were good. Exploration was fun. Um, so I was always looking forward to a second Greedfall because I enjoyed the first one. Um, so I mean, we'll see how it goes because some people didn't like the first one, but it's up to the individual at that point.
Sweet, man. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll see how it goes. Like, like I said, when it comes to me and playing games, man, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm really up in the air when it comes to that kind of stuff. let's see here. Greedfall 2 has an interesting premise that you're an indigenous fighting against colonialism. Oh, love that.
Hmm.
I think they had to. I'm sorry. I think they have to because players can get paid now and not be used as slaves. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, okay. Madden for the last 5 years been copy and paste. EA made a good game. Um, ACG is biased. Oh, okay. I almost hate
I,
Sekiro came out. What's up?
okay, my bad. No, I was just gonna say that if combat is really like Dragon Age Origins, I would love that.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way they did combat for the first game.
I was in the first
But
game.
it wasn't. Or I can't remember exactly because it was years ago. And once you get out of the first area, that's like the prologue, and then you take a boat or whatever, a ship to this other area. I pretty much dropped it like almost maybe like 30 minutes after that. So I can't remember everything about the combat. It just did not it didn't work for me at all. But like if they're doing Origins, I will be down for that.
The
So
thing
I
is,
love Origins combat.
they have always likened it to a bit, kind of the early 2000s BioWare is what I'd say. It feels like a BioWare game, but like older BioWare, so not like the modern BioWare.
Which is
And it
good
had,
because no one likes modern
yeah,
Bioware. Everyone
and it
likes old Bioware.
And I will say it was kind of a blend. Greedfall's kind of a blend between like Witcher and Dragon Age, in the way that like the political intrigue and moral decisions is witchery, and then you have like the rest of the stuff on Dragon Age. It's kind of a blend of them. I mean, it's a AA game, right? So one expected too much, but it's kind of like an old school RPG. That's how I'd phrase it. It's more of an old school RPG. The only thing I remember is you need to max vigor and you need to invest in lockpicking heavy.
Hmm.
But yeah, those are the only things I remember.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much, Red Bear and Aaron. I appreciate it. And also, No Envy Gaming, appreciate you as well. So, shout out to Yobi saying, what is your state? Oh, Jesus Christ. What is your take on the state of gaming? Number one, I think that we are all old and bitter. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think that we have been in this community for so long, that a lot of us are very jaded and have a difficult time just enjoying things as they are instead of immediately jumping to, oh, how is this going to affect Microsoft? How is this going to affect PlayStation, Pony this, Xbox that, all this stuff. Now, I'm not saying it's everyone. Obviously, I'm not saying that because there are plenty of people who are still gaming, still enjoying themselves, still having a fucking blast. I'm saying I'm fucking jaded. All right. It's me. It's a me. So, I feel like there's plenty of great games out there and I have no interest in any of them because I'm old and I'm jaded. All right. Now, that's just me. That's how I feel. Okay. I did beat the Elden Ring DLC. That was great. And I've been replaying Cult of the Lamb. Okay. That's what I've been doing in my limited free time. So
I have a suggestion for you, Luca.
Go ahead.
I think you should have restart Cyberpunk.
Yes.
I considered it, but I heard spoilers for Cyberpunk 2077. Spoilers. I heard that the endings are very dark, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that. So.
No, not all of them. Not all of them.
There's like 7 endings.
The Panam end. Oh, yeah. Okay, you said spoilers. That's fine. The Panam ending isn't because you sail off into the sunset with Best Girl.
Yeah, but I mean, like play as a girl, so.
Well, you could. Oh wait, can you still? Panam?
Yeah, there's just no romance there. You could, no. You can still do that ending, and still, but it's just like you're not like booed up.
Okay, so I feel like that's a good idea, and I will definitely consider it. I'll consider it.
And I will also say this: once you play through the game to the point where you get to kind of like you're kind of looking at, and some of the endings available to you are based upon your decisions throughout the game. But once you get to that point, I would say the endings where V gets it, like there are endings that are like the worst endings, but you would think on the surface, but isn't this what V wanted? Whereas like what V really wants though is to be a legend of Night City. And so the endings where V ends up as a legend of Night City, even though they may not on the surface look like, damn, that's not what I want. But it turns out to be pretty good. I'm just saying this the entire experience, especially Phantom Liberty. Phantom Liberty is fantastic. It really enhances the entire game, really. I think if you play it, especially considering how they completely changed the skill trees, they completely changed how the builds work and then the weapons and all that stuff. It'd be like a whole new experience for you.
Okay. I will consider it, especially because I did like base Cyberpunk. I think I put like 50 hours in it or something. So, all right, I shall consider it. But yeah, that's my take. I just feel like I feel bitter. As for gaming as a whole, I don't fucking know, dude. I'm sure it's fine. I don't have any feelings about it, and I really think that's a me thing. Oh, I mean, what do you guys think?
I personally loving this year in gaming right now. Like, I've had tons of games to play. Bear in mind, I'm a diverse gamer, as people know. So
Mhm.
there's lots of things like people want to play Age of Mythology. I'm personally hyped about it, but like Frostpunk 2 coming up, people ain't gonna play that. But it's an absolutely stellar game, and I don't know why people don't. Maybe it's because it's just not your typical console game. But like I've playing Trails Through Daybreak, and then afterwards I got Kunitsu Path of the Goddess coming up. And F1 Manager 2024. I can't wait for that. Like, there's so much stuff. So this year it's never boring for me. Month to month, I always have something to play. So I think the state of gaming right now is really, really good because there's just such a diverse selection of stuff to play.
I think there's too much to play, and I think there's
Yes.
too much going on. Too many games coming out. No, the market for those kind of games, people don't have the money to spend on it all or the time, and so there's a lot of stuff that like maybe 5-6 years ago, if it came out, it might be a hit, but now it's coming out and it just ends with a whimper. And I think it's really detrimental to AA studios. I think the AA market is in big trouble. Indies is doing fine because Indies is where your innovation comes from, and there's always a new indie developer coming out with a new idea that ends up working. There's a lot of trash in there, but the ones that work. But it's like it's impossible to be like a thriving AA studio at this point. It end up either going under or you take the L and you just get bought by a big publisher or platform in order to keep the lights on. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that like the only non-live service games that really hit are like huge games, like with huge IPs, like Sony's first party games, Hogwarts Legacy, like those kind of titles are always the like you can point to it and go, damn, like see, this is the reason why it's thriving. You don't need to do live service. Cyberpunk, we just talked about that. That game is sold a gazillion copies. Hogwarts Legacy sold a gazillion copies, both single player games. But when we look at the games that generate the most revenue on a monthly basis, when we look at the games that are being the most played games on every single platform, every single month, it's the same 10 games. And they're all live service. And so that's how the market has moved. And the platforms and publishers are adjusting to this new state of things because, yeah, they're enjoying their 30% cut off of these third-party live service games that do so well on their platforms. But what they want is that 70% or 100% cut because they own it. And it's their game that they made. And so that's where gaming is right now. Everyone's kind of chasing that to be a part of that round table of like the live service games that just don't quit. It's the average lifespan. I mean, sorry, the average lifespan of these games is like 7 years, 5-7 years. These games have been out already, and they're still the most played games. Like to be able to get into that small pantheon of games is difficult.
Very difficult.
But everyone
Yeah.
is still chasing it regardless.
For the state of gaming, I'm gonna put this last thing at you, right? Because you'll understand my predicament. So Age of Mythology comes out on September the 4th, right? Okay, I
Mhm.
want to play that. Stalker 2 comes out on September the 5th. I want to play that. Space Marine 2 comes out on September the 9th. I want to play that. Okay, Frostpunk 2 comes out on September the 20th. Okay, I want to play that. Then I go, oh wait, October the 3rd, MechWarrior 5 Clans. Oh, October the 4th, Sword Art Online. Oh, October the 8th, Diablo 4.
So just a lot of
oh,
games, yes,
October the yes.
Okay, I
So
get it.
Yeah, there's no
so
time. There's too many games.
there's no time. Yep, like Stalker 2 is a 2025 game, and I don't know.
It's just a lot going on, man. I get it. But all right, cool.
Hmm.
How is your mental health? I'm actually fine. Yeah, I've been perfectly fine, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no complaints here. What about you guys?
No comment.
All right, Singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, thank you for asking. I've
Yeah.
actually been perfectly fine, man. I've not had any backtracks or anything like that, which is a relief. So, you know. Any books you've read this year? Yeah, I'm reading this book called "Don't Want You Like a Best Friend" by Emma Albin. It is this is what the Google book says. It is a swoon-worthy debut queer Victorian romance in which two debutantes distract themselves from having to seek husbands by setting up their widowed parents and instead find their perfect match in each other. So it's like a lesbian Bridgerton / Parent Trap. That's what that said. So it's actually it's actually written well. I'm enjoying it. I think she's like a first time author or something. I tried looking to see if she had anything else, and I can't find anything. Maybe she was writing some fan fiction or something, dude. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I feel like it's pretty good, and I'm enjoying it. I always like reading different stories like that. And as someone who is, I like Bridgerton a lot. So as someone who enjoys the Bridgerton series, it's been fun reading something that's like it's kind of set in the same era. So, are you guys reading any books?
Yep, I am. The new Warhammer books, obviously, came out this year. Special shout out to Soul Drinker. Now, if you don't know, Soul Drinker, written by Bang Counter, fantastic author. But Soul Drinkers is a Space Marine chapter. But just a quick thing about it, in case you're interested. It charts the beginning of the chapter's slow descent into chaos, as their blind obsession throws them into conflict with those they're honor bound to obey. And it is really good. The Soul Drinkers is fantastic story. So if you ever get a chance to hit up Warhammer books, I advise you to do, because there are hundreds of them now, and yeah, just go wild.
All right.
For me, I finished reading the entire Solo Leveling manga, and it's freaking awesome. Yeah, thank you for the recommendation. When I finally got into it, watching the anime kind of got me like you and Singer had kept singing his praises, so it was already on my radar. When I saw the anime came out for the first season, I watched it. It was fire, and then I'm like, all right, let me just go ahead and read it. And just reading it, reading the whole thing. I'm gonna reread it again just because it's that good. And then and I've also been kind of reading other mangas that are like so many of them are like trying to copy Solo Leveling at this point. But like there's some other ones. This is one in particular that I'm reading is actually pretty decent. It's like I'm the present reader or something like that. It's pretty decent. Been reading those. About to start my rereading the series, the Words of Radiance series. Brandon Sanderson's 5th book in that series is dropping later this year. Each book is like 1,000 pages, so I might as well start. Yeah, I might as well start now if I want to be finished before November, where the 5th book comes out. So that's kind of where I'm at now.
Sweet. All right. What have you all learned thus far as we are halfway through the year? I've learned a lot of stuff at my job. In terms of like life lessons, I don't have any life lessons right now. I feel like everything has been pretty normal, I would say. There's nothing
Mm.
that's really stuck out for me, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've been learning a lot of stuff from my job so far, but that's about it, man.
I'm same boat as Luca, pretty much. It's the exact same thing with me. No real life lessons or anything.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
uh, for for me, I would say nothing really.
yeah.
Nothing of note that
Yeah.
I've learned this year.
Um,
Oh no, I can say this. Patience. I think
oh,
I'm even though I'm in my 40s, I think I've recognized the pattern of I'm kind of like a go get them kind of person. Like when I want something or something needs to get done, I do it, and I don't take no for an answer when it comes to people who need to do what I'm doing at the same time. And I just think I'm starting to learn that I can't force everyone else to move where I'm moving or to do what I'm doing. And sometimes you just gotta wait and let people do them, and
I
then
feel like that's fair,
it
man.
works out. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian has been learning sparring techniques in boxing and kickboxing Muay Thai. Been very enlightening. He says patience, but he means he takes his time stepping over curves. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Um, Blade X says I've learned nothing is last forever. Dory says I've been learning this Eminem album. We discussed that last week. You should check it out.
Yep.
I'm so fucking hungry, dude. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm like starving right now. I've not eaten since like 1:30. So let's keep it moving. What movies are you looking forward to? Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, I think that's it. What about you guys?
Uh, yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. There's something else I'm looking for.
Yeah, Deadpool, Wolverine. I'm trying to think of it.
Let me look at.
Yeah, let me have a quick look.
Damn the way. Oh, I'm not looking forward to
The way my
Gladiator
memory
2,
is, yeah.
but I'll watch it.
My memory is so trash. Uh, nah, I mean, no, I don't really care for Deadpool, a Gladiator 2. I'll wait for that to come to digital before I watch it. But
Okay.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Um,
Pretty.
I mean, I'm already 2 films deep into Sonic, so I may as well just go for the third.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already in. And Sonic was my first video game I ever played, the original Sonic the Hedgehog. So, Sonic, me and him go back to way back.
Oh, right, Beetlejuice too. Well, the fact that I didn't remember it, Lynch D, says everything.
yeah, that's another one. I'll wait till that comes to digital. It ain't that serious.
Yeah. Okay.
It takes a lot to get me to go out to the theater.
Yeah, especially at this point, man. Okay. What conspiracy theories do you believe are actually true? We actually did this last time. Um, so I can't remember what show it was, but we answered this question. Well, I answered the question. Slomo refused the answer. So,
I didn't
um,
get. I don't think I answered that. I don't think I've ever said that
go ahead.
because like conspiracy theory I think is real is the two towers was an inside job. I'm fully convinced. Uh, the evidence 9/11 was an inside job. And the whole UFO and aliens thing, it's real.
Oh, I thought
Like
they confirmed the alien stuff.
yeah, they confirmed it, but I was on about before then because I was like, you can't be self-centered enough to think you're the only person. This planet is the only one populated in the entire
I
universe.
agree. I agree. It's
Like,
very arrogant for us to assume that.
yes, you can't assume that, and so apart from those 2 things, yeah.
Okay. All right. The state of Scumcast. Well, I'm still here. I'm still here. The only reason I'm still here is because you guys are here. If you guys weren't here, then I wouldn't be here. It really comes down to that. I I'm just so disinterested in this community. Not you guys, but like the community as a whole. I feel like I mean, Elon really fucked up Twitter, dude. He fucked up Twitter real bad to the point where I never see anybody's post anymore. Um, I'm just not interested in anyone's opinion about gaming stuff unless they're talking in depth and detail about a game I'm actually playing. I'm interested in, you know. This Xbox, PlayStation stuff. I don't really care all that much. I mean, I haven't cared for years, but it's kind of like whatever, you know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel I don't know. I feel old. I know technically speaking, I'm not old, but I feel old. You know, like I feel very different than how I was when I first joined this community. I'm definitely less angry. I'm less volatile. I mind my business a lot more, and I don't go off on people as much. I definitely have taken to just muting my threads and just moving on. Yesterday, these motherfuckers were pissing me off real bad. I'm not gonna lie, but I was also just hungry and sleepy, so there's that, right? But like these fucking cucks in my replies acting like I've never seen the Dexter TV show. I was like, are you fucking serious right now? Get out of my fucking replies, dude. I read the Dexter books. I read the first 3 Dexter books after season 1 came out. Okay. Well, you guys know what I'm saying. Like I read them as they came out, right? But I read the first 3 Dexter books and I was an avid watcher and lover of the Dexter TV show. I could fucking recite several lines from that show, especially the first season. And yes, I had a bunch of cucks up in my replies because I said they're doing like a Dexter prequel, which who is interested in that, right? I'm not. I'm sure there are people who are, but I'm not interested in it. And I was like, oh, he looks like a fucking dork. And I had these fucking dorks in my replies. Well, actually, Luca. Actually, Luca. Ugh, I'm just like, ugh, get out of my fucking replies, dude. And then I had people saying, "Well, Dexter would kill you for saying that." Okay, like tell me you've never seen the fucking show. It's not like a Dokes was not saying the worst and most terrible, awful things to Dexter all
Right.
the time, and Dexter
But he
was just like,
wouldn't.
"Oh, okay."
He wouldn't kill him because he
He
quote unquote an innocent,
he
even
doesn't
though
fit the fucking code. He doesn't fit the code. Now he fits the code in the fucking book because I read the fucking book, but he doesn't fit the code in the TV show. So he couldn't kill him. Despite the and also Dexter did not care about what Dokes was saying to him. Dexter did not have any feelings about it, you know? So Dexter would not fucking care if I called him a fucking dork. So you're a fucking dork for saying that. Up in my fucking replies.
although I have just recently rewatched the first 4 seasons of Dexter after, so I kind of like now been watching other things. I'll get back to it, but
Oh, okay.
about Dokes, I kind of feel like when he killed that one dude and then planted the gun on him, that he kind of. I mean, if Dexter wanted to get him done, then I think he would have been justified.
I mean, I agree. Again, Dokes fits the code in the books more so than in the show, but Dokes is like a gray character, you know? He's a morally gray character. And you guys want to know another thing? The Dark Passenger's a fucking demon, okay? In the book, the Dark Passenger is a literal fucking demon. And like the demon
I
can
can see that.
recognize other fucking demons, okay? It can recognize other fucking demons, and that is how Dexter knows who to kill because there's like an entire cult that follows fucking Moloch Ball or Moloch, you know? So I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Obviously, they could not go with that in the fucking TV show. I mean, they could have, but they went with a more realistic route in which, like, the Dark Passenger isn't like, you know, an actual fucking demon. So, you know, like, I just, oh, they pissed me off so badly. Like, get out of my fucking reply. So anyway, I was just angry because I was hungry and tired. But also, like, anytime you make any sort of criticism, fucking dorks assume that you've never seen the series or you never read the books or you never played the game, you know? And I'm just like, maybe I just have a criticism. And it wasn't even a real criticism. I just called him a dork. It's like not that big of a deal, you know? So anyway, damn, how did I get on this topic? Oh, yeah, so I'm just fine, you know? Like, so I'm here because you guys are here. And as soon as you guys leave, then I'm gonna leave, you know? So it's pretty much how I feel about it. Favorite game you played this year? Clearly Shadow of the Erd Tree, Avi, because it's the only game I fucking played, dude. So, favorite game, one. Name one favorite game, guys.
Infinite Wealth, like a dragon.
All right, slow.
Oh, I always say Chrono Trigger. So instead of Chrono Trigger, I'm going to say what's another of my favorites? Knights of the Old Republic.
Did you play that this year?
Oh, this year. Damn, I'm sorry. I was doing something for work and I didn't even see it was this year.
See, that's why I said like a dragon.
All right, give me a second because I need to go look at my list of what I beat this year.
Oh, brother.
Okay, it ain't that long a list considering how my lists normally are. But let's see here. Not Crisis Core. No, not Remake. Not Rebirth. Dragon's Dogma 2, Hellblade 2, right? Damn, that's it. And Shadow of the Earth. I guess Shadow of the Earth Tree is the favorite. My favorite thing I played this year.
Okay. Oh, I'm hungry. So that's why. Like, I'm hungry. That's why I'm rushing through the question. I'm fucking starving, dude. I've not eaten since 1:30. It is 7:14 right now. I did not get the chance to eat when I got home because I've been super fucking busy. So,
I'm
what's
hungry
your
too.
what are your favorite? I'm sorry?
I said I'm hungry too. I haven't had dinner yet.
What are your favorite podcasts out today? Oh, Lord. I have not listened to a podcast in quite some time. But I will say this. I did used to listen heavily to the Weekly Planet with James and Nick Mason. And then I used to listen to Call Her Daddy. And then I also used to listen, like, if I would watch an episode of a TV show, I would go and I would go and see if I can find a podcast that discussed the episode because I like that kind of stuff. I like discussing the shows and stuff. So, but yeah, I've not listened to many podcasts this year. Guys?
For me, it would have to be. Let me think. Because I listened to a few. I'd have to say it's the Independent Characters, a Warhammer 40k podcast. Really, really good. Also Forged the Narrative, Warhammer 40k podcast. Very good.
Mine is not gaming related. It's called the John Kime Report. It's about the Washington Commanders because I'm a Commanders fan. That's what I've been listening to faithfully.
Wow. Love sports, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, to the panel and Luca, thank you. Never give up. I believe in all of you. Never take your foot off the gas. Life is beautiful. Lift each other up and succeed in life. # peace, love, life. Yeah, I need to stop being a piece of shit and actually get my shit together, Yobi, honestly speaking. But I always appreciate how supportive you are. God. Thank you so much. You know, like, because I definitely am like a piece of shit, dude, like, honestly speaking. But anyway, shout out to Capono, Arcade, Blessed, Yobi, Red Bear and Aaron, Sigus, Cygnus. Okay. Scrotum, Mr. Dolo, Phil, Iman, Miko, Meat Puppet, King Metrochan. Oh, I hope he's doing okay. Corey and Bandy, Amar, and Bandai, Amar, Damien, Tevin, Ronald, Dealer, MJ, Dirk, Lord Lorenza, DC, Big Daddy, Sub Negro, Jazzy, Dom, Duckman, Sycamore, Zion, Breesky, Light Strife, Pepito, Nautical, Jet, No Envy, Slow-Mo, and Hannibal. I appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to everyone who hung out today on the Unexpected show. Shout out to everyone who listens later. Who am I, without you guys? I mean, I'm a person, but like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like I feel like I'm real blah. Like, I feel like a blah person right now. Like, I feel like I have nothing going for me, but like not in a bad way, just kind of like in a whatever sort of way, But maybe I'm just hungry. So, Singer, go ahead.
You're just hungry.
Well, it was a nice short one today. Great chat. Always nice to hang out with the lovely Luca and his knees a week Slow-Mo. Play your games and diversify your genres so you don't get so bored with gaming. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Slow. Thank you so much for being on, both of you.
Yeah, great show. Glad it was short. I'm hungry too, so I'm gonna get up out of here and eat, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Oh yes, guys. Okay, love you guys. Bye. 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 Bye.